What's going on? It's time to talk about another taboo subject film from the late 30s, early 40s. This one's called The Marijuana Menace. It's released sometime in 1937, and it stars Lona Walters, Arthur Gardner, and Faye McKenzie. And it was directed by Elmer Clifton. So I couldn't really find any other information on this film, but like I said, this is a taboo film, something that was considered taboo because it talks about like the harsh effects of marijuana, or at least what they thought of in the 30s. It was in the 30s. So obviously it was highly illegal back then, and I always find these things interesting because I'm like, imagine if we could travel through time right now and go back to that time and be like, hey, marijuana is legal in Canada and a couple states right now in 2021. So, but still, this film basically you focus on a group of young 20-year-old teens, 20-year-olds, all hanging out, having a good time. And there's like a love interest going on, side story going on, and there's your typical romantic teens and stuff. And then they smoke a little weed to have some fun. Now, this one is a little more accurate than of the effects of it and stuff than Reefer Madness. This one shows more of like the more basic side of it, and yeah, it's a little more grounded in reality. This one, yeah. So as the effects take hold, one of the girls gets some of the other young teens a little hooked, and then so it shows you her like buying it from her dealer and stuff, and then helping like grow the business a bit. And then her and another guy get into like this like weird, and it leads to some like weird situations that get into it and turns more into like a thriller than a melodrama when it starts, and it ends in a courtroom case where she's basically facing charges of stuff that's happened while she was either stoned or involved in dealing with it. And this film basically is constructed to show younger people and stuff that uh, you could do this and have fun, but sometimes it might lead the wrong way. And yeah, even if it doesn't perceive that, because everyone has their own mixed perceptions of what weed does and stuff like that. And yeah, so, and it takes some crafty work to get her out of trouble, which sometimes can be related to some people's cases in courts these days and stuff like that. Overall, the acting in this film is pretty well done. I like the cinematography, everything's pretty well lit and stuff. It's still like a little, you can start to tell it's like a little bit of a little lower budget film than what you see for most of it, but it's still it was enjoyable. It was a good melodrama, and it doesn't really focus harshly onto marijuana. The marijuana parts are there to help enforce the story and the message going across, but they kind of get across like two or three messages at once in this film. I thought it was pretty well. It's one of the better ones of the ones I've been watching recently, and a little more enjoyable. This one's definitely a little more feels more like a proper film. It doesn't seem like stuff were just slapped together and done on ridiculous ideas or anything like that. Um, and you could tell they all took it seriously and stuff. So, Marijuana Menace is an interesting film. It's by no means outstanding or anything like that, and a lot of our understanding of marijuana have changed dramatically from 1937 to now. So some of the stuff's a little outdated. Some it's still an amusing watch, and like I said, this one does grasp the effects of marijuana a little more realistically than some of the other ones I've talked about. So with that, I'm gonna give this film a 3.5 out of 5, which I think is actually the highest I've given out of for these taboo films. I only got like three left that I want to talk about. But anyways, yeah, The Marijuana Menace is an interesting black and white film. 1937. It's definitely something from the time period. It's cool looking back at that. So this one is one of the ones I'd actually probably recommend if you want to see what it was like and how touchy the subject was of just marijuana and stuff like that. you should go back and check this one out. It's interesting. You can find it on YouTube, I think, for free. So yeah, if, it sounds like some up your alley, yeah, or something you or someone you know might be interested in. Definitely give it a shot. It's pretty good. It's pretty easy to find. It's on a lot of those um, it had like no copyright or anything like that, so it's on like a lot of random compilations and stuff like that and stuff, so you could find it pretty easily, I think. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. It's pretty good. Like I said, it is in black and white though, so I know like 50% of the people these days won't check it out because that's sad and disappointing, and that people need to have a little more open concept. I always find it really interesting to watch something from like nowadays and watch something in the same genre but from like way back in the day and see how our perceptions have grown and how our understanding of things have differed throughout the years. And it's pretty funny seeing like how they perceive things to then to how they perceive it now. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's pretty decent. So yeah, but I'll link a trailer or clip or something down below if you want to check it out. If it sounds like something you're interested in. Also, check out my Instagram down below. That's linked down below as well. I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story with the title hidden in a hashtag, so your people are aware of it. And also, I do put the subgenre of film in the film clip as well, so you're aware of that too, in case it's something you're not interested in. So make sure you follow me on Instagram to stay in the loop. Comment your opinions of this film down below. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought. Did you like it as much as I did? Do you absolutely hate this movie? I'd love to hear what your thoughts were on it. And also, if you have any films at all, it doesn't have to be stuff from like the 30s and stuff. I watch anything. If there's any films that you want to hear my opinions on, comment them down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Make sure you like this video, share it somewhere people are aware of it, and make sure you subscribe because you never really know what I'm going to talk about next. I only have 3 more taboo type films, and I'm going to go back to doing some of the horror and more modern stuff, opinions on the modern things. And yeah, so just make sure you subscribe because you never know what I'm going to talk about next. And until the next review, cheers.